Most people think wealth is about having more money, more stuff, more freedom. But after watching hundreds of families plan their retirement, I've learned that the truth is a lot more complicated. So today I want to give you 15 quick lessons about money and life that I personally wish that I'd learned sooner. Disclaimer off the front end, this is not an all-encompassing list. I actually had about 30 plus listed and decided to cut this down to make this a little bit more manageable for all. Many of these ideas are not my own, but rather lessons I've learned from others. I hope you enjoy. Number one of the biggest lessons that I've learned is everything, and I mean everything, has phantom costs. As Thomas Sowell said, there are no solutions, only trade-offs. When we daydream about a big purchase, our brains usually only see the positives. Wow, how great would it be to have a second home at the lake? And sure, there are a lot of positives to consider. But what about the phantom costs? Two homes means two of everything. Two lawnmowers, two washing machines, double the amount of maintenance. Eventually, one home won't get enough attention and you'll feel wasteful or maybe stretched too thin. And don't forget the trade off. More time at the lake probably means less time traveling somewhere new. Even if you can afford it, the real question is, are the phantom costs worth it? Sometimes the answer is yes, but make sure you weigh the hidden costs just as heavily as you weigh the benefits. Number two, another lesson I've learned: no one needs a complicated investment strategy. As people accumulate more wealth, there's this pressure to complicate things, to add illiquid funds, alternative investments, complicated real estate deals. More often than not, those strategies simply water down the returns instead of actually improving them. Complexity is usually just ego disguised as sophistication. Even Warren Buffett, arguably the most famous investor in the world, said that when he dies, 90% of the money left to his wife should just be invested in the S&P 500 index fund and 10% into treasury bills. That's it. No hedge funds, no private equity, no crypto portfolio, just stocks and bonds. If you want to complicate your situation, fine. Just know it's not necessary. Number three, you are dying every day. This one might sound a bit heavy, but it's one of the most clarifying life lessons that I could put on this list. You are dying every day. The you who could hike mountains at 30 may already be gone. The you who raised kids in a noisy full house is gone. And one day, the you who can take that big trip or even walk around the block will also be gone. Every version of you has an expiration date. That means money isn't just about funding your future, it's about honoring the present. Don't save so hard for a tomorrow that you rob the version of the more capable you that exists today. Because once that version is gone, it's gone forever. Number four, one of the most dangerous traps with money is turning it into a status game. Status is never enough because it's always relative. The more you get, the more you want. The game has no end. Someone will always have a bigger house, a nicer car, a more exclusive trip. The goalposts just keep shifting. A good gut check when you're looking at a purchase is asking this question: would I still buy this or pursue this goal if I couldn't tell anyone about it? If the answer is no, you're probably not buying it for you, you're buying it for approval. And approval is the most expensive thing that you can chase. Number five, one of the most overlooked financial lessons is money alignment with your partner is a non-negotiable. I've seen couples with $10 million in the bank who are constantly stressed, not because they don't have enough, but because one partner sees money as security and the other sees it as freedom to spend. Think about it. One person wants to splurge on the vacation home, the other wants an extra safety buffer in their retirement savings. Or one is ready to retire early while the other feels safer working a few more years. Those aren't money fights, they are value fights. And there is no amount of money that you can reasonably accumulate that can outrun value disagreements. If you find yourself in this situation, there's nothing more valuable that you can do for your financial situation than sitting down and talking through those values. It might take some hard conversations and certainly some compromising from both ends, but it will save you significantly in the long run. Number six, wealth is a tool and unused wealth is a waste. Wealth is only valuable if it's used. It has no inherent value on its own. Its only value is in what it can be traded for. Every dollar is just stored time. You worked for it, traded your life energy for it. If you never reclaim that time, you're wasting the one resource that you can't get back. Now, that doesn't mean the only way to use wealth is to spend it. Some people truly do get a peace of mind from knowing that they have more than enough. And I think that's valid. The problem is, I see way too many retirees stuck in the endless accumulation game, and they're not even getting that psychological security from it. The more they have, the more that they worry and think more about money. As an advisor, this is the saddest place to find a client. They just keep stacking tools that don't serve them. Wealth should give you freedom, peace, or fulfillment. If it doesn't, it's not serving you, you're serving it. Number 7, when it comes to planning, the best approach is to plan conservatively, but live optimistically. The trap I see many fall into is that they stress test their plan to make sure it can withstand a bad outcome. But then that bad outcome becomes their base case in their mind, their expectation. They get so focused on outliving their money that they end up outliving their life instead. Yes, you should stress test your plan. Yes, you should be prepared for downturns. But don't let fear write the script for how you live day to day. The point of conservative planning is to give you the confidence to live boldly. Number 8, one of the simplest money habits I've learned is to use a cooling off rule for non-essential purchases. When you see something that you want, a new toy, a piece of furniture, even a car upgrade, don't buy it immediately. Write it down, sit on it for a week or two, and then see if you still want it. During this time, consider the phantom costs of that purchase. Most of the time, the initial urge or impulse fades. And when it doesn't, at least you know that purchase passed the test. This one habit alone can save you from a mountain of regretful purchases. Number 9, people love to say freedom is the highest form of wealth. But after watching people actually get there, retire early, sell a business, never need to work again, I've learned that freedom is a milestone, but not necessarily the end game. Freedom without meaning quickly becomes its own kind of prison. You think, great, I'm free. And then a week later, okay, now what? The paradox is that real fulfillment usually comes from commitment, from constraining yourself. Family, projects, service, they tie you down, but they also give your life quite a bit of depth. Retirement is about gaining freedom from someone else telling you how to live your life. But once you've got that freedom, the question is, what will you do with it? Because now if unhappiness shows up, you can't blame your boss or society. The buck stops with you. Number 10, enough is a decision, not a number. One of the most dangerous illusions with money is thinking that you'll know when you have enough. People imagine that they'll hit a number and suddenly feel it in their bones, like they've reached some enlightened state where money worries disappear. But it doesn't work like that. A couple hits their number. Let's say that's $3 million. And instead of feeling free, they feel about the same as they did when they hit $2 million. So they push it to 4 and then maybe even 5. There's always another what if standing between them and the idea of enough. You will never have enough money to outrun every potential what if. A creative mind can always come up with a string of events that will leave you penniless. Remember though, there are no solutions, only trade-offs. When you move the goalpost time and time again, you are doing so to protect against an unknown and an often low probability risk. By doing so, you are trading a very certain and non-renewable commodity, your time. It's an asymmetric trade not in your favor. The real question isn't what's the number, the real question is when will I decide it's enough? Because if you don't, the finish line will just keep moving forever. Number 11, one of the strange lessons I've learned is that the obsessive pursuit of efficiency can actually rob your life of meaning. You've heard me say in past videos that buying back your time is one of the best uses of wealth. Money lets you hire things away, streamline your schedule, eliminate friction. But if you're not careful, you end up outsourcing the very thing that gives life its texture. I've done this myself, hired out lawn care, the cleaning, the cooking, even trip planning. And then I find that sometimes life feels a little bit flat. Some level of friction in life is the point. Cooking dinner, planning a trip and getting excited about it, fixing something in the garage, those little inefficiencies slow down life sometimes just enough to make it feel richer. Efficiency is great for spreadsheets, but life isn't a spreadsheet. Some level of the mess and the effort is where the meaning lives. It's not that you should do everything yourself in the same way that you probably shouldn't hire out everything yourself. You should probably find that middle ground of balance. Number 12, you probably heard the phrase, facts don't care about your feelings. But when it comes to money, I found the opposite is more often true. Your feelings don't care about the facts. I've had countless situations where a retiree, let's say, wants to spend $8,000 a month. We run the numbers and show them that they can actually spend double that and still be fine. We stress test it, lower the returns, cut Social Security, raise taxes. Even after all of that, the plan still works. Yet they don't feel confident. At that point, it's not a numbers problem, it's a mindset problem. And mindset doesn't get solved with spreadsheets. Sometimes the best solution is a kind of immersion therapy. If you're afraid of the dark, turn on the lights more often. If you're afraid of spending, even when the plan says you can, force yourself to splurge on something joyful. Then do it again. Over time, when you see your account balances continue to grow, despite those splurges, your feelings will start to shift. That's when confidence finally catches up to the facts. Number three, one of the simplest filters I've learned for financial stress is this. If it won't matter a year from now, don't let it matter today. I've watched people lose sleep over a 1 month market dip or agonize over a purchase that's a rounding error in the context of their wealth. 6 months later, they don't even remember it. I've only learned this lesson from banging my head against the proverbial wall time and time again. The truth is, most financial worries expire faster than we think. So when something feels big in the moment, ask yourself, how likely is it that I still care about this a year from now? What about 5 years from now? If the answer is you're probably not going to care about it, don't waste your energy on it. Number 14, every financial plan is secretly a philosophy of how you want to live, even if you don't realize it. Every financial plan has spreadsheets, projections, and fancy looking graphs. But underneath all of that math is a philosophy about how you want to live your life. Do you value security over growth, experiences over possessions, maximizing lifestyle over leaving a legacy? It's worth asking the question, does your current retirement plan reflect what you value most? At its core, money isn't about maximizing returns, it's about aligning your resources with your values. And that's why happiness is less about the size of your portfolio and more about the expectations that you carry into it. If your expectations are right size, the plan feels quite abundant. If they're not, no plan will ever feel like enough. Number 15, one of the most important money lessons I've learned is this. If you can't enjoy a cup of coffee, you'll never enjoy the yacht. Gratitude doesn't scale with price tags. If you don't practice it at $5, you won't magically find it at $5 million. We're all guilty of this as we achieve more and more and move the goalposts. The new level of achievement becomes the baseline, and with it, gratitude often disappears. We upgrade houses, cars, the vacations, but alongside of those things, we often upgrade expectations as well. Eventually, the novelty fades and we're left chasing the next thing. So I have homework for you after finishing this video. Look at everything you have, everything that you've achieved. Write down all of your milestones to create added depth to this exercise, and then focus for a few minutes and just be proud of yourself. The Stoic exercise that I love is to remember right now you're living someone else's dream, no matter the position that you are in. Maybe you haven't reached the point you want financially. Well, there is someone laying in a hospital bed right now that would change positions with you in a second. There is someone who just had a child tragically pass away that would give anything to be in your position. You are living someone else's dream. Don't take that for granted. Now, these are just some of the 15 biggest lessons that I've learned about money and life on my journey. Some are practical, some maybe are a little bit more philosophical, but all of them have showed up time and time again as I've worked with retirees and thought deeply about my own life. I'd love to hear from you. Which one of these lessons resonated most with you? Drop it in the comments below. And if you like this format, let me know because, well, I've got plenty of more lessons that I'd be happy to share in a future video. As always, thanks for watching. Remember that you don't need more money. You need a better plan. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.